A very good evening. Welcome to Friday's edition of Prime TV News with me, Iftia Abdul Kader. Your headlines first. President points out the need for sustainable development and a connected construction sector. Prime Minister refers to the downfall of the good governance administration. Apex Court concludes hearing on President's reference application on PC polls. Kanjipani Imran is sentenced to 6 years imprisonment. And on news overseas, the French president says the record number of fires in Amazon is an international crisis. President Maithripala Sirisena emphasized that at present there is a need for sustainable development and a connected construction sector. The president was speaking at the inauguration of the Construct 2019 International Construction Exhibition. This year's exhibition is being organized for the 19th consecutive year. The Construct 2019 International Construction Exhibition will continue until the 25th of this month at the Sirimavo Bandaranayaka precincts of the Bandaranayaka Memorial International Conference Hall. This year's exhibition will feature over 250 stalls in the fields of construction, engineering, architecture and information technology. Visitors to the exhibition can get a knowledge about the latest trends in the construction industry of international standards, sustainable landscape design and management, green innovation, as well as the environmental quality of the building premises. Minister Patali Champika Ranawaka, Parliamentarian Mahinda Amaravira, Chairman of the Sri Lanka National Construction Association and Chairman of the Asian and Western Pacific Construction Association, Mohammed Ali, were among those who joined in the occasion. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe has said that the good governance government was unable to fulfill many things following clashes that surfaced among individual characters. The Prime Minister made this reference at a function held at Temple Trees. Premier Wickremesinghe further said that the present government was able to grant relief to the people within a short span without a majority power. A discussion was held at Temple Trees with local government representatives in relation to the Rural Infrastructure Development Programme for the year 2019 under the Ministry of National Planning and Economic Affairs and its progress. It was organized under the auspices of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. A large group of local government representatives of the Badulla, Ratnapura and Munaragala districts joined in the occasion. United National Party General Secretary, Minister Akila Viraj Karyavasam was among those present on the occasion. The hearing of submissions on the President's application seeking an opinion on the law to conduct the Provincial Council polls ended at the Supreme Court today. The reference application was taken up before a 5-judge bench of the Supreme Court consisting of Chief Justice Jayantha Jayasuriya and Justices Bhuvaneka Aluvihare, Sisira Diabru, Prasanna Jayawardena and Vijit Malalagoda this morning. The President had sought the opinion of the Supreme Court whether a provincial council election can be held at a time when the Parliament had rejected the delimitation report and also whether the election can be held according to the law before the adoption of the 2017 Provincial Council Elections Amendment Act. 13 written submissions have been handed over by various parties with regard to the President's reference application on the provincial council elections. Parties including the Attorney General had said that an election can be held only after the approval in Parliament, an amendment to the Act or the approval of a new Act. The Supreme Court's determination is due to be directed to the President before the 30th of August. The Colombo High Court has sentenced notorious drug kingpin Mohammed Najim Mohammed Imran alias Kanjipani Imran to 6 years rigorous imprisonment for the possession and trafficking of 5.3 kilograms of cannabis. The accused had pleaded guilty when the case was taken up before High Court Judge Gihan Kulatunga this morning. Accordingly, the court sentenced Kanjipani Imran to 6 years rigorous imprisonment, 3 years for each charge of possession of cannabis and trafficking. The Attorney General had filed the case against the defendant for the possession and trafficking of 5 kilograms and 300 grams of cannabis in September 2018. A corruption case filed against former Minister Kehelia Rambukwala and another 2 individuals was taken up for hearing in the Colombo Chief Magistrates Court today. The defendants, including the former minister, has been accused of misusing state funds worth more than 231,000 rupees of the State Printing Corporation to pay his private phone bill. The High Court has issued an interim order on hearing the case until September 16th, after the accused had challenged the Magistrates Court's decision to reject their preliminary objections over the case. The court has fixed the case for October 1st. 2 Iranian nationals have been deported after being apprehended for attempting to travel to France through Sri Lanka using fake passports yesterday. Immigration officials said they had handed over 2 fake French passports while posing as French nationals at the airport. An immigration officer who had scanned the passports had found that its particulars had been included in the red list of the Interpol's database. You're watching Prime TV News, and still on the local scene, the Pavada Perahara of the Bellanvilla Asala Perahara paraded the streets last night. The Perahara, which commenced from the eastern Vahalkada, commenced parading along the Vihara Mavata and the Professor Bellanvilla Vimalaratana Mavata. Thereafter, the Pavada Perahara ended from near the Dhatu Mandiraya of the main Vahalkada of the Vihara. The Bellanvilla Asala Festival, which commenced on the 4th of this month, is scheduled to end on Sunday. The Bellanvilla Asala Perahara is being held under the guidance of the chief incumbent of the Vihara, the Venerable Bellanvilla Dhammaratana Thera. Parliamentarian Palitha Rangebandara has said that the people are clearly aware of the media repression during the Rajapaksa era. He made this reference joining in the 7th hour program telecast by the Independent Television Media Network. The parliamentarian said that the people are still aware of as to how media institutions were set on fire and bombs hurled at them. He mentioned that Mahinda Rajapaksa cannot talk about media institutions attired in clothes. They even have no moral right to talk about media rights. Even it is the same with Vimal Veeravansha. He said that he was in a news report yesterday about Vimal Veeravansha claiming that the ITN chairperson advised the regional journalists to detect negative facts. This was a garbage dump. Separate profiles were made for each and every one. Separate profiles were made for Ranil Wickramasinghe, Chandrika Bandaranayaka and others. It is a place where mud was slung at everyone. The parliamentarian said that this is not repeated at present. He said he wished to challenge Mahinda Rajapaksa. He is a parliamentarian like him. He challenged Mahinda Rajapaksa for a debate and show with visuals how the media was active during their rule and at present. The presentation of certificates for the Presidential Media Awards 2018 recommended nominees took place at the Government Information Department. The presentation of certificates for the Presidential Media Awards 2018 recommended nominees took place under the patronage of Media Secretary Sunil Samaravira. A group including veteran journalists joined in the occasion. 10 journalists from the Independent Television Network were among the nominees. Among the recommended nominees were Indika Veerakon for the year's Best Investigative Program and Best News Reporting, Dushanta Darshana on behalf of the Investigative News Reportage, Shrihan Arya Singha on behalf of the Best Sinhala News Anchor, Sasanka Dias of Prime TV News, who was nominated for the Best English News Reader. Also in the nomination list were Irfan Mohammed, who was nominated for the Best Tamil Discussion Program of the Year, Mohammed Farhan. The Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, at its meeting held, decided to reduce the standing deposit facility rate and the standing lending facility rate by 50 basis points to 7% and 8% respectively. The board arrived at this decision following a careful analysis of current and expected developments in the domestic economy and the financial market as well as the global economy, with the aim of further supporting the revival of economic activity in the context of low inflation prevailing at present and the medium-term inflation outlook, which is well anchored in the desired 4 to 6% range.
As far as the overall economy is concerned, in terms of growth, in terms of employment, in terms of incomes, we need to bring down the whole kind of interest rate structure down. Particularly as you've heard the Senior Deputy Governor say, inflation is down. We are in a new paradigm. When we had double-digit inflation, then interest rates, etc., could have been at a different structure. Now we've had, on a fairly sustained basis, mid-single digit. So the interest rate structure has to now transform to a lower kind of configuration. And people must realize also, if the rate of inflation has come down, they don't need such a high interest rate to be able to buy the same amount of goods and services.
Well, that's the lot from the Prime TV News desk. For more information, visit www.itnews.lk. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.